What's up, y'all, and welcome into the Jack Vita Show. I'm your host, Jack Vita. Today we are bringing you the latest exit interview of the 10th person eliminated from Deal or No Deal Island. Only 4 remain. We've got a lot of coverage coming this week. So joining us today, we've got Aron Barbell. We will speak with him shortly. Later tomorrow, the next edition of this podcast. So this will drop on a Tuesday. Then on Wednesday, we'll have our recap, which will feature Bergie from Love Island and Trader Season 2. He'll join me and Brooke. And then later in the week, we'll have an edition of Deal or No Deal Island Insiders with, of course, my sidekick, Miranda Rose Harrison. And joining us this week is last week's eliminated contestant, Nick Grasso. So here's what I need. I need you guys to hit subscribe so you don't miss out on all the content we have coming out. Hit subscribe here on YouTube. It's Jack Vita Show on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever it is that you get your podcasts. I think about 80% of the people who watch these videos on YouTube are not subscribed. So what are you doing? Hit subscribe, turn on those notifications, and you won't miss out on all of the remaining Deal or No Deal Island content that we have coming out, which includes exit interviews with the final 4 upon elimination, and we'll speak with the winner in a couple weeks. We only got 2 weeks left, and we'll be bringing you lots of coverage in the time until then and after that. So without much further ado, let's get to my exit interview, my conversation with Aron. At this time, we are welcoming in the latest contestant eliminated from Deal or No Deal Island. It's Mr. Aron Barbell. Did I say that correct?
That's it. Yep.
All right, my man. How are you this morning? How's everything been?
It's been good. It's been great. The show was a lot of fun. Watching it back has been a lot of fun. I was ready for this. I've been ready for this because I'm like, I see all these exit interviews, and I'm like, I can speak to that. I can speak to that. So I've been waiting for this. So I was like, this will be good. And then I got to it, and man, it got me emotional. Jordan and Rob's, their speeches that hit me right in the heart. It was emotional moments, but it was a lot of fun no matter what.
Very cool. So I'm going to start you off with the question I'm sure you've probably been asked the most today, but everyone wants to know, what were you going to do if you had won that game? Who goes home next?
Yeah, I don't know if it was the right game decision, but I was gonna choose to eliminate Stephanie. Look, I don't actually remember saying I will avenge you. That I don't remember that saying that, but that mindset was in my mind. And Rob and me had gone through it all. It just been, I really felt like I let him down at times. I felt like for me, I thrown him under the bus when it came to the plan for the Miranda's truth bomb. Rob was aware of the plan, but he really wasn't the guy who pushed it. I was. So I feel like there's even a moment where they don't show it, but Stephanie. Rob recognized that. Rob said, you've been letting them think that. You've been letting Stephanie think I'm the mastermind, and that's why she thinks it, because I just lean into it because you don't want to look like a strong, thoughtful player. You want to look like a weak player. You want to look as weak as possible so that you drag to the end. So I leaned into it a little bit hard, and I think Rob took a lot of heat that he just accepted because it was Rob, and and he didn't. And so I felt like I don't think it wasn't the right game move, but look, Rob's one of my best friends in the world, and sometimes sometimes you leave your heart, sometimes you leave your head, and I was leading with my heart that time.
Yeah, I don't think it would have necessarily been a bad game move because if you stay in there, they're still trying to get Rob out before they get you out, and it's good to have him on your side, right? So sure. I don't think that's a bad move at all.
I guess the reason is because from what we've heard, what we knew, I can say is I was told that the final 4 would go through a 2-part finale. So final 4, 2-part finale. Those are the words that were told to us, and that to me speaks to like, it's an individual game. Like there's not going to be a 2-part finale. Sounds like Big Brother or you have you're just all vying. All 3 people are vying for the top spot. In this case, it's 4 people. So I thought that at this point my assumption at this point was that there was no more real alliances or every force for themselves. So in reality, this was the only time. This was the perfect time to eliminate him. If my assumptions were true, but either way, I didn't have the moment. But I think either way, look, like Rob is one of the best ever. I think if you argue the best ever at these types of games, but he's not unbeatable. It's just it's Steph's a great competitor as well. It would have given me better odds, and who knows? So we'll never find out what would have happened. But I don't have any regrets. I wouldn't have had any regrets either way.
What happened at that challenge between you and Rob? Can you explain what was going on there?
Yeah. I mean, look, Stephanie. I knew Stephanie was lying to me when he said Rob's throwing my name out there. It didn't really make sense. It was like, well, who's he gonna? You guys have been at each other's throats. Why would he try to suddenly flip you? I'm like, okay, but she did get into my head. She was like, Rob's out for himself. We're building the case. We're building the cases, and we're all working together. And Rob's never done that. And I had this whole and I really let that get to me. I'm someone who's really emotional, really clearly, really wear my heart on my sleeve. So I was like, I don't know. And at the time, I thought like I like my gut. I'm like this. I'm like I trust Rob, and I'm like I feel like Rob. I feel like But my brain was like, well, what if my moves are beneficial to Rob and hurting me? So I tried to do the middle ground where my less votes meaning less power. I wanted less power so that my decisions had less impact. So I think you got misconstrued. I think Rob was frustrated, but Rob at the end was really frustrated because he literally said said no to the 75,000. That's why it took him so long. So that's kind of what happened. It was just me trying to play the middle when I really shouldn't have. So but yeah, it's ironic. I'll answer the question that I've been asking myself is why would you do that? Is like I was like for me it was like I really struggled with trusting my gut, and that's what I've realized now. Is like I just need to trust my gut, and that's what I didn't do, and that's my mistake. And but you can't change it, and it's something that now I feel like it's something I've grown with. I feel like I trust my gut a lot more now.
Now you mentioned the term playing the middle in this particular instance. Obviously, it's a very heavily edited show. We only see a little bit of things. I know that a lot of people on the cast have spoken very glowingly of you. Yeah. People who are not on your side from what we're showing, what we're seeing on the show. But we did see a little bit of you and Amy talking, and Amy saying that you guys had a final two. What kind of other deals did you have going on in addition to Rob?
Yeah, I had a lot. That's I always look at that first half of the show, and I feel like I was almost set up to win. Like I really could have done it all, but I just played too hard. I tried to get that. Oh, the Miranda truth bomb. She threw that truth bomb. She walked out, and credit her. Like I never should have told her who I wanted to eliminate. I should have let her choose who she wanted to choose. But yeah, I mean, me and Rob and Jamil had an alliance. Me and Rob and Alyssa. Me, Alyssa and Jordan. I had kind of a pseudo alliance with Amy that we neither of us really trusted each other, but we both like, well, fine. If we win the final two, like we'll be there. I think the big one that everyone's missing out on is definitely going to be Stephanie. Me and Stephanie, I don't think we have had a specific alliance, but me and Stephanie really like for the first week we were tight. I think she's someone she's another Bostonian. We went to high school like miles apart, obviously a few decade or two between us, but she's a midwife. She's a midwife in Alabama. A woman of color midwife in Alabama. That is stuff that is like a really tough place to be in, and I'm a really big opponent of social issues. We talked a lot about that, and we connect that immediately off the bat. So to see us, things just didn't work out the way. Words were said on both sides. So I had an alliance with a lot of people, and the credit to the game, I knew this is the game. I knew this is a game where voting is no. You can say I always wanted to be in the middle. And I never wanted blood on my hands because at the end of the day, like if you don't have blood on your hands, like you never be a target. And credit to Jordan. I say like Rob's playing an amazing game, but he has to because he's got the threat. Jordan is playing the game optimum. If you don't have any name recognition, you play like Jordan. Make no waves. She's playing it perfectly. So that's what my goal was. But I had to be flexible but I definitely made a lot of alliances. That's for sure.
You made mention of it at the end of episode 4. You're voted the most trustworthy person.
Yeah.
And then you're put in a position where you have to backstab in the challenge. Did you feel like that moment was a turning point in your game in any regards?
100%. So first of all, I think I realized at that point that I was most of the trustworthy. When everyone trusts you, that means that you're lying to somebody. And at that point, you're probably lying to multiple people. So I had a lot of time, I'm separated from everybody. I was in the banker's quarters, maybe the dungeon, the wall, just separated from them. But I was always, I let that get in my head. I was like, oh, I need to separate myself. I knew Stephanie and Melissa were at odds. So my plan was like, okay, who when I come back, what's going to happen? And I didn't think I'd have this much power, but I knew that there'd be something with the if I had influence, I wanted my influence to be, let me stick with Melissa and Rob. I really trust them even more. I think if my regret would be, I should never have got involved. Just like they had their issues, and look, and I'm really close with Melissa still to this day. And it wasn't my battle to fight, so I never got involved. But I think nowadays everyone was like, I didn't really trust him, but look, I got 7 out of the 8 people to trust me, so I think I did a pretty good job. And credit to Amy for not trusting me. That's probably the right choice.
Was there anything that you were surprised that was not shown from the show, or was shown either in this episode or in previous episodes?
Yeah, a few things. The big one's gonna be like, it's easy to say for me now because so I understand people don't believe it, but I did actually lean into the Vlog's minion thing. I got some flack for that from the cast. They thought I think people legitimately thought I was weak, and fair enough. I wasn't weak. I wasn't strong in the discussions. But once I realized that people thought I was Rob's, like I listened to whatever Rob said, I leaned into it, and I leaned into it so much that I started getting second guessing it. When in reality, I should have just accepted it. Like that is what got me as far as I did. Was Jamil was seen as number 2 guy, but he was seen as this guy, this small sociable guy who's schmoozing people, to use a phrase that was thrown by Amy. But I was seen as the quiet, naughty guy who's just, I literally used to make myself smaller to even emphasize that I was not a threat. So I wish they did that. But but to be honest, to be fair, I was influenced by Rob. So my truth isn't 100% reality, I'm sure. And then the big thing to me will be my 2 connections with Stephanie and Jordan. The connection with Stephanie is, I think, the most important part of the story. Like part of the reason I got in my head, that some of our conversation got in my head and made me second guess myself, is I did trust her at one point, and we did have a relationship. Like that created like she is portrayed as a villain in the show. And look, I'm not in love with all her actions, but she's a 4-dimensional person. She's a human being. She's not she's none of the night owls are as bad as their edits. I don't love with all their comments. The Dumb and Dumber comment was, it's a little mean, but it's not that big of a deal. Look, I said some mean stuff that they didn't show. So it's so fair. That's totally fair for to make that joke. But yeah, so I wish they'd shown a little more of me and Stephanie's relationship, and then I'll say me and Jordan's relationship. Jordan, I think she's in the final 4 right now, and she was invisible for a few minutes, and I was surprised. I was like, I really felt like I could tell Jordan was playing the middle, but I felt like she was tactfully playing the middle, and I thought that she was. I think that she's underedited. I think that I knew she was in the final 4. I know that at least. So to see, but she was always super calm, never in the arguments. And me and her and Alyssa are really close. She got close with Rob, but never trusted him because it's Rob. But so maybe my 2 friendships. But look, I got a lot of screen time. You can't dedicate the whole show to me. So they showed a lot of my relationships. I was very lucky that way.
All right, Aaron, I got a few more for you before we wrap up. I want to know, do you think Rob underestimated you?
Maybe a little at the starting. I think, but eventually no. I think he knew I was, he knew that I was a good player. I talked to him later. He said, one of his interviews, he said, they asked him, do you look for people that you can manipulate? He says, I either look people that I can use to my benefit and manipulate, and there's some people I'm sure that you can name on his Survivor seasons, and people that are smart and know the game. And I'll use the example of he was aligned with Sandra and Courtney, and he was with villains. He's aligned with Amber, who, by the way, I talked to Amber. I got to know her personally. She is super smart. There's no I figured that I thought she was a worthy winner when I saw when I watched all the seasons when I got back. But she's super smart. But anyway, Rob Rob told me afterwards. He was like, I asked him, I was like, look, which one was it? And he said, look, I knew you were a smart guy. I could tell. So I think he knew, but I think he knew that. I think he knew the right buttons to push and pull my heartstrings a little bit too. So a bit of both.
All right, two more. If you got to play this game again, what would you? Is there anything that you would do differently?
I mean, yeah. I mean, like it's funny. It's the really simple decisions. It's like don't like why am I playing so hard? And I'm in a poor position. Why am I trying to find I try to find Miranda, the one middle ground. She, I saw, I credit to her. She really make me think that she was upset at Stephanie. There's the edit you'll see is she's so confused when Stephanie didn't know the plan. And I think I really thought that she was upset with Stephanie, and I pushed that, and I really didn't need to, and I really shouldn't have even put her in the position to begin with. So I played the game a little too hard at points, but and then making a simple decision as walkie-talkie, like the map, and the big one is choosing the wrong case. So it all comes down to the fact that I didn't trust my gut, and I just should have played it the way I thought of it, and not overthought things. So. But that's the learning opportunity. It was amazing. I needed those mistakes to further me, hopefully in life, but even in if I do another show.
All right, Aaron, this is the most important question.
Yeah.
I got to know. You're a Boston kid now living in Illinois.
Yeah.
So you're a big-time Patriots fan. Got a little bit of interest in Chicago Bears now that you're in Illinois.
A little bit, yeah.
Big draft last week. We had 3 quarterbacks go 1, 2, 3, 6 in the top 12.
Yeah.
Are you riding with Drake May? Do you think Drake May is going to be the best one of the group, or how would you rank these quarterbacks?
Maybe. I'm not sure. Look, my opinion of the draft is you just draft 10 quarterbacks in a row. Eventually, you get it right. Look. We used to pretend quarterback is it's not. It's like 60% of the most important position. It feels like 90. Put Mahomes out there with some 12th graders, and I think he gets at least 1 or 2 wins. So the quarterbacks I trust. Belichick's gone. I still trust in Gerard Mayo. Patriots will find it somehow. They're they're like the empire, the evil guys. I was the good. I was a good guy in the Deal No Deal. I get to root for the bad guys now, so I'm gonna have fun no matter what. I'm optimistic.
Well, Aaron, thank you so much for your time. Would you like to plug anything that you're working on, social media handles, anything like that?
Yeah, I mean, if people want to follow me, follow me on Instagram. Don't call me Aaron, AYAY. Little Key and Peele sketch reference. But yeah, I mean, I need to start. I've said it a few times. I need to start putting out my handle. Keep my handle the same at every single one. My handle is different everywhere. But look. My name is Aron Barbell. There's no one with my name. So if you Google me and you find me on Twitter or find me on TikTok, it's probably me. So, but yeah, follow me around. I have an account. I'm a 9-to-5 guy, but if I ever do another show, I'd love to do another show, and maybe hopefully this is the end of my TV show journey.
You mentioned Key and Peele. Have you seen the Key and Peele Deal or No Deal sketch from Mad TV back in the day?
I have not. I didn't know I'll have to watch that. I saw the Deal or No Deal Survivor joke from Parks and Rec, and I was like, did they predict this? Andy from Parks and Rec predicts, so he made a Survivor Deal or No Deal tape. So I'm going to have to copy that. I'm going to make my own.
It was when Key and Peele were on Mad TV, so it was from a long time
the
before
OGs.
They got the Key and Peele show. They had a Deal or No Deal sketch. It's great. Highly recommend it.
I'll have to watch it. They gave me a lot of jokes to my name, so I owe it to them.
Aaron, thank you so much for your time today, pal. Really appreciate it.
See you.
Well, that concludes our conversation today with Aaron. Special thanks to him for joining us for some thoughts. Really interesting stuff there. I mean, there's a lot more going on. I will say I got the sense that I thought Rob from the edit was underestimating Aaron a little bit. And we'll dive into it later in our recap. Would it have been a good move for him to take out Rob or to take out Stephanie? What's the right move there? We will discuss with Brooke. And joining us on this week's recap is Bergie from the Traders and Love Island. And then we'll have, as I mentioned earlier, Deal or No Deal Island insiders. Nick will join Miranda and myself. Should be a lot of fun. Make sure you guys are all subscribed to the Jack Vita Show here on YouTube or wherever it is that you get your podcasts. You can follow me at Jack Vita Show on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And until next time, I'm Jack Vita, bringing the dancing lobsters.